Welcome to Relationships Through the Looking Glass. You have now entered the in-betweens, the series of episodes between seasons that focus on absolutely anything. I really don't know what might come up in these topics, but what I do know, the content you'll listen to, you'll definitely find something that you can utilize in your own relationships. So sit back and relax, and let's get started. So come closer, guys. I don't want to be so loud with this. The mermaid says as Alice and the rabbit get closer. Look, one of my friends risked her life for someone that she felt really close and attached to. And I don't want you to do the same thing, Alice. What are you talking about? Alice said. Well, I know I said people haven't been here in centuries, but that really wasn't 100% true. Okay. So, a few weeks ago, a wolf came through here. Are you serious? Said Alice. For something that wants to be hidden, he sure makes his appearances in a lot of the same places I do. Yeah. And I just want you to know that you should not feel like you have to sacrifice yourself for other people. What are you talking about? Said Alice. I'm just saying. You shouldn't feel like you have to sacrifice yourself for other people. I don't? Said Alice. The rabbit looks up at Alice. Yeah, she hasn't sacrificed herself for anybody. I'm not saying she has, but I'm also saying, moving forward, just remember what I'm saying to you today. Sometimes people feel that they can save other people, or they have a better way of fixing things. So they forget who they are or what they need to fix themselves to save or fix somebody else. And sometimes people aren't needing you to fix them, Alice. What? Who have I tried to fix? I'm not saying you tried to fix anyone. I'm just letting you know. As you go along in your journey, everybody does not need to be saved. Some people need to walk their own path and their own journey on their own. Hold on a second. Do you know something I don't know? I'm not saying that I know something you don't know, but I will say this. Mermaids are really intuitive and we can pick up on different energies. And the energy I'm picking up from you, dear Alice, is one of the savior complex. Or thinking that you can fix things. You have a better way. Or that someone needs help and you have to be the one to fix them. Sometimes people don't need you to fix them. Maybe they just need you to be their friend. Oh, where is this coming from? Said Alice. It's just something you need to pack away because you might need it later. And back to this wolf. Did he talk to you or something? No. He didn't say anything at all. He looked over and then looked forward and just kept walking. Weird, said Alice. Yeah, weird. Well, again, if you go around that ledge over there, it should lead you back to the path you guys were walking on. But just remember what I said. And whenever you want to come back to get any information, just close your eyes and meditate. You'll always be able to connect with me and hear me. How? If you're here and I'm miles away. Don't worry about that. Just know mermaids have certain sets of skills. And we don't have to be physically where you are for us to connect. That sounds super weird and suspect. But, hey, if we can do that, that's great. Any other words of advice that we have? That you have for us? Said Alice. Yeah. It's okay to laugh. What? Said Alice. It's okay to laugh. One thing I've noticed is that you don't really allow yourself to have a good time. Everything is so serious. It's okay to be silly. Yeah, said Rabbit, it's okay to be silly. And I think she's right. I don't think there's been one time you've made a joker laugh since we've been on this journey. Well, said Alice, there's really nothing funny. I'm lost. I've gotten stuck out here. I'm trying to find my way home. I'm horribly off track right now, and you guys are telling me I need to laugh? We're saying that sometimes when you look at things in a certain way, it can make the situation worse. It's all about perception. How do you perceive the situation? Ways to look at things to make it a better experience for you and not just a negative one. Okay, said Alice. How exactly would you make this experience a better one? She said to the mermaid. Well, just think of this. If you hadn't got out and lost in Wonderland, you wouldn't have met all the friends that you've made so far along the way, all the lessons that you've learned that now you can take in your everyday life so you won't repeat the same mistake, and just learning more about yourself. I'm pretty sure you did not know you were such a strong individual, that you were so crafty and smart and resilient before this happened. You might be onto something, mermaid. I guess it is important in how you look at a situation, and not just because the circumstances might not be the best that you can't pull positive experiences out of it. So I guess I'll go with that. And remember, you don't have to sacrifice yourself for others. You don't have to save everybody. And it's okay to laugh. All right, we hear ya. And oh yeah, whenever I need you, I can just close my eyes and meditate, and I'll be able to connect. Exactly. Great. Well, I guess we'll be on our way. Thanks tons for the help and allowing us to spend time in this beautiful cove. It's beautiful out here. We might not have water around my village, but I always have said the beach has been one of my favorite places to be. Well, you're welcome back here at any time, said the mermaid. And as they walked off, she started to sing again. I like her, Alice, said Rabbit. She was really friendly, and I can listen to her sing all day. Me too, Rabbit, but we gotta keep going. So they started walking around the ledge, and she was right. Right through the trees, they saw the path that they were supposed to be on. Well, I guess we're back on track, said the rabbit. Yeah, because I really miss home. Wow, that's the first time you've said that since we've been on this journey. Yeah, I try to ignore it or not really put attention to the fact that I do miss home. But I do, and I'm really eager to get back. So are you going to tell me what you do back home? Maybe later. It's kind of hard to explain. Well, why would it be hard to explain? Trust me, it's hard to explain. Okay. So as they started walking, the sand from the beach started to fade into the tree line. And they also started to notice a lot of floating glittery stuff. What do you think that is? Said the rabbit. I don't know. It's just kind of floating there, like a dust of glitter. Yeah, so weird. What do you think it is? And right when they said that, hey guys! Oh, it's the fairy. Hey, I just wanted to pop in and see how you guys were doing, she said. Oh, well, we're doing good. We've met. We've bumped into the sorcerer. The sorcerer? Who's that? Believe me, you don't want to know, said Alice. But I'm sure we'll bump into him again. And we just met the most awesome mermaid. Yeah, she's pretty cool. And I love to hear her sing, said the fairy. But I just wanted to bump in and give you guys a heads up. Oh boy, I don't know if I like that. Well, you might not, said the fairy. I know you guys have really been keeping your distance, but not too much further up the road, I saw some wolf tracks. And I kind of wanted just to let you know, I didn't want you to run into it by mistake. She took a big sigh. But honestly, I really think he's harmless. But I wanted to tell you anyway. Why, thanks, said Alice. Alice looked at the rabbit looked at her. It's okay, I'm fine, said Alice. All right, well, I'm off. Just wanted to say hi and give you guys a heads up. And then the fairy flew off. Said Alice. It's gonna happen sooner or later, I'm sure of it. What? Said the rabbit. I'm gonna eventually have to see him. Why? I don't know. It just feels like there's unfinished business. And if I don't finish it, it's going to be something looming over me. And I don't want that. When I get back home, I want everything to be as it was before that experience. I can understand that, said the rabbit. Well, looks like we better get going. It's going to be nighttime soon. And I want us to be able to get something to eat and find a place to sleep before the sun goes down. Sounds like a plan to me, said Rabbit. And off they went. So that concludes chapter 7 for this evening. I'm ecstatic to learn what's about to happen as we go into the next 2 chapters for this series, chapter 8 and chapter 9. But by the looks of it and the little hints that we're getting from the mermaid and the fairy, it seems inevitable that that wolf might make an appearance. So yeah, I'm getting tired, Alice, said the rabbit. Yeah, me too. Maybe up a little bit ways we can find a place to get some rest. Yeah, and get some food too, said Rabbit. Soon as he said that, they both looked up. What is that? Alice said. It looks like a store, said Rabbit. Yeah, but we're in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, but it's right in front of us. Think we should go check it out? I mean, might as well. We're hungry, right? So they run up to the store, which as they got closer looked like a coffee shop. This is weird, said Alice. Yeah, but it sure smells good. Let's go. So they opened up the door, and sure enough, in the middle of nowhere is a coffee shop. Can we help you? Said the man behind the counter. Where is here? Said Alice. Oh, this is the uncoffee shop. Okay, what's so about it? Well, we sell everything but coffee here, making it the uncoffee shop. Well, that's weird. Alice, you keep forgetting we're in Wonderland. Yeah, you're right. So do you have a menu? Alice said. There's no menu. Okay, so how do we know what to order? Whatever you want, we'll make. Well, how do we know how much it costs? The cost? It's just your conversation and energy. Yeah, but you said it's the uncoffee shop. What if I want coffee? Well, then you'll get coffee. But you said you serve everything but coffee. Unless you want coffee, said the man behind the counter. I said whatever you want, we'll make. Within reason. Huh. Well, I'll start off with a flat white with almond milk, hazelnut, no sugar. Done. Hey, do you guys have any carrots? Asked the rabbit. We sure do. Right over there in the corner, said the man behind the counter. So, what's your name anyway? Said Alice. I'm Corey, said the man behind the counter. Huh. Well, nice to meet you, Corey. We are tired. We've been walking for a very long time, and we're hoping that there might be some place to rest around here, too. Oh, absolutely. Right behind us, there's a whole village of Airbnbs. I think that's what they call them. Airbnb, what is that? Well, I don't know, just places where people rent other people's residence and sleep. And that's here in Wonderland. Yeah, right behind us, actually. Cool. I guess problem solved. Guess so. So here's your latte. And it looks like your rabbit friend over there is getting his fill with his carrots. Yeah, he needs it though. He's been walking so long with me and he didn't ask to be a part of my mess. So I'm glad he's getting what he wants over there. So when you say mess, what exactly does that mean? Asked Corey. Well, I don't know. I've just been learning a lot on this trip. And a lot of it, I'm starting to realize I need to do things a little differently. Like just a few minutes ago, well, I don't even know if it's a few minutes ago. Time here is so distorted. But I was talking to a mermaid who told me I have to get out of the business of saving people. But little does she know that's kind of the business I'm in. What do you mean? Said Corey. Alice leans in a little closer, as to not hint to Rabbit that she's about to tell this individual a little bit about her history. Well, you see, in my village, I'm kind of one of the warriors who protect and make sure everyone's safe. So my job is to keep everybody safe. So when the mermaid said, I'm not supposed to be saving everybody, I'm kind of confused on how that looks. If I'm used to saving people as my rite of passage in Call of Duty in life, then how am I supposed to turn that off in relationships when it's not needed? Corey sat back for a second and said, it's a really good question, Alice. I guess you would have to ask yourself, does everyone want you to save them when you're in a relationship with them? Well, I don't know. I mean, never kind of had a conversation like that. Hey, do you want me to bail you out? Well, maybe you should, said Corey. Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, I just go into rescue mode when I see people in need, regardless of who they are. Well, maybe that's something you need to work on, said Corey. Sometimes people just need a friend. Sometimes people just need an ear. Sometimes people just need to vent. They're not necessarily asking you to do anything, but just listen. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Never thought of it that way. Well, you know, this is Wonderland. We're full of lessons and giving you different perspectives and ways to think about things differently. Yeah, you're right. So I'm guessing what you're saying is if someone that I care for is in need, I should ask before I spring in to help. That's exactly what I'm saying, Corey said. Wow, this is a lot to take in. Yeah, I guess I'll be doing a lot of thinking tonight in just ways that I might have rushed to judgment and forced my abilities on people who might not have needed it. Yeah, and it's not to say that you're a bad person for doing that. But if you're used to doing that and you do that so often, it becomes second nature. So sometimes it's an unlearning that you have to go through. Yeah, I guess you're right, said Alice. Gee, well, thanks for the conversation and more things to think about. I really appreciate it. Let me go get the rabbit before he eats himself into a spell. Hey, rabbit, come here. Let's go find some place to sleep. Yeah, I can barely move, said the rabbit. All right, said Alice, I'll pick you up. You better look out, you're so stinking cute, she said to the rabbit. Yeah, I know, said the rabbit. So as they walked out the door, she turned back to Corey and said, "Thanks again. I'll definitely take your words of wisdom and meditate on them later on this evening." Now, where again did you say those Airbnbs or whatever you call them? Airbnbs. They're in the back. Okay, cool. Thanks. Will we see you tomorrow? Will you guys be here tomorrow for lunch, breakfast and lunch before we get on the road? Yeah, we'll be here. All you got to do is think about it, and we'll be right here. All right, cool. So as they left, she walked around the back, and just like he said, a group of villagers were standing there around little huts. Wow, I've always wanted to stay in the art. This is so cool. So she walked up to the cutest one and said, "Hey, can we stay here tonight?" "Absolutely," said the little lady in the front. "Well, how much is it?" "Just your conversation and your time." Wow, this place is interesting. Maybe I should just stay here. "No, no, no," said the rabbit. "Now can we go inside so I can go to sleep?" "Sure." Then the little lady asked, "Who told you about us?" And when Alice went to turn around to point, the gentleman in the store, the coffee shop was gone. The lady was staring at Alice. What are you looking at, hun?" "There was just a coffee shop there." The lady looked back up at Alice. "Are you sure?" "Yeah, I'm pretty sure." Rabbit was long gone in Sleepville by now. He was no help. "Well, whatever you saw is not there now." "Maybe you need to get some rest," said the little lady. "Maybe you're right." So Alice went and put the rabbit down in the nice soft bed that was in the earth and thought, I'm going to try and meditate and maybe connect back with the mermaid. See if that skill worked that she told me about. So as she put the rabbit down, she walked back out to the little lake that was behind all the little huts and earths. And she sat down and said, "Yeah, when I get back, I'm going to do things differently." We find Alice at the lake in deep meditation. She was in deep thought on all the lessons and people and places she had seen on her journey home and was really putting much thought into what the mermaid said to her. And she figured now is just as good a time as any to try to connect with her through meditation.
"Hi, Alice."
Alice was frozen. She knew exactly who that voice belonged to. She starts again in her meditation and tries to act like she heard nothing.
"I know you hear me."
Alice stops, but doesn't look towards the direction of the voice. It was coming from a dark, dense, wooded area. "What do you want me to say? Am I supposed to act excited to hear a voice that has caused me nothing but anxiety and disgust? Not to mention the whole reason why I'm here in the first place and lost."
"I deserve that."
Alice now turns around to face the direction from where the voice is coming from. "So why don't you come out of the shadows and show your face? Face me."
"I can't."
"You can't or you won't."
"Both."
Coward. Typical.
"I watch you."
"Why? What's the point of that? You got me here and left me. And now you're telling me you watch me? For what? To laugh? To make you feel good? You tricked the smart, powerful warrior queen and lured her from her village, leaving her clan unprotected. Is that it?"
"No. I didn't intend to hurt you. I didn't intend to get you lost. Honestly, I'm lost myself. I thought I could use you to heal me, and it worked for a while. You were like my medicine. You made the pain stop, but when it resurfaced, it was just way more than I could handle. So I ran. I ran away from everything, including you. I'm just here to say I'm sorry.
You're sorry? You're sorry? With that, she heard him run back deep into the woods, leaving her alone again. She felt confused, upset, and disappointed. She wanted more answers. She wanted him to face her. Well, back to the plan. She stood up, dusted herself off. Just then, she heard Rabbit appear around the tree line. Hey, who were you talking to? Nobody. Absolutely nobody, she said. And what's that about a warrior? What? Oh, nothing, Alice said. Just how much did you hear anyway? Enough, said the rabbit. Well, let's eat. We have a long way to go, and we should get started. So it's super early still. Are you not gonna tell me what just happened? I mean, we got a lot of walking to do, and we still have a few hours before the sun comes up anyway. What do you want to know? I mean, I heard a lot. I mean, enough to know that you were talking to the wolf. Yeah. So, you don't want to talk about that? Not particularly, said Alice to the rabbit. It might help. Fine. So, he said sorry. Does that mean anything? I don't know who I'm more upset with, him or myself. Allowing myself to be taken advantage of to that level to where I'm completely lost right now trying to find my way back home. I don't know if I'm more upset with him or myself with the fact that he comes and finds me and tells me that, oh, I'm sorry, and thinks that's supposed to fix everything, or the fact that he told me he watches me for no apparent reason other than his own entertainment, apparently. Wow, Alice, it still sounds like you're carrying a lot of that weight with you. I wouldn't call it weight, it's more of a realization that I was collateral damage. Collateral damage? What's that mean? Said the rabbit. You know, when somebody is going through something and you just come along for the ride, so whatever damage they cause, you get a part of that too. Wow, said Rabbit. It's times like these, I'm glad I'm a four-legged, pawed, furry, floppy-eared animal. You humans are freaking complicated. Yeah, and it's exhausting. It sounds exhausting, Rabbit. So, what are you gonna do? I mean, I don't know. What do you mean, what am I gonna do? I'm going home. Going home and forgetting I ever spoke to that. Whatever you want to call it. Well, can you honestly forget, though? What do you mean, can I honestly forget? Well, it sounds like he had a really big piece in your life. I mean, he's the reason why you're in Wonderland right now. Yeah. That's right. And I guess it's kind of like the lessons I've learned with the mermaid, and it's all about how you look at things. And I guess I could say, you know, look at all the good things and the fun that you did have when you were interacting with him, and not just focus on the negative. But the negative is so painful, and I'm still processing the negative. So how do you focus on the positive when you're stuck in the middle of all the stuff that happened because of that interaction? I don't know, Alice, but maybe talking about it is the first step? Yeah, I guess you're right. It just stinks, though, because as somebody who works and does their best to make sure people are taken care of, to see somebody who's hurting and know that hurt people, I just never thought I would be the one getting hurt. Yeah, said Rabbit. That stinks. Yeah, it sure does. Well, look, it looks like the sun's starting to rise. Well, I hope we can make some good progress home today, said the rabbit. Yeah, me too, said Alice. Me too. Hey, what's that over there? Said Alice. Where? Said Rabbit. Over there. It's hard to see in all this fog. I know. Let me pick you up. What is that over there? What does that look like to you? A mountain? Said Rabbit. Yes, a mountain. I know exactly where we're at. You do? We're finally on the right track. My village is on the other side of that mountain. That's great, said Rabbit. What's not so great? Having to climb it. Well, who says we have to climb it? I mean, it's a mountain, and we have to get on the other side, so I'm assuming we have to climb it. No, not necessarily. Sometimes mountains you don't have to climb. Sometimes you can go around them. Even through them. I know this mountain like the back of my hand. I did a lot of training on this mountain. Training? Training for what? Said Rabbit. Oh, it's not important. But I know that there's little crevices, valleys that we can go through to get to the other side. We don't necessarily have to go all the way to the top. Okay, so what do we do now? Said Rabbit. We start walking. Jeez, that looks like it's a long walk. Yeah, but the faster we start walking, the closer we get to the mountain. So let's go. So Rabbit and Alice started towards the mountain. Alice feeling much more excited and hopeful now that she knew where she was at. She was still in Wonderland, but at least she had her direction home. And she could feel it getting closer with every step she took. We're almost to the little lake. What lake? Well, there's a lake that's between here and where that mountain starts. I think we should camp there for the night. Okay, I mean, that sounds good to me. Even though I don't see this lake. Oh, you'll see it in a few minutes. It's kind of down in a sunken area. Ooh, sunken area, said Rabbit. That doesn't sound safe. Nah, it's fine. There's really nothing out here. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. I've been out here many times. Yeah, right. When you're doing training. Yeah. What? No. Alice, are you gonna tell me what you do? Why is that important? She asked Rabbit. I mean, why is it just such a secret? Said Rabbit. Because it's really not important. Let's just get to the mountain. Let's talk about something else. Okay, fine, said the Rabbit. So, it's been a couple of days now since you had that interaction with the wolf. You know, how are you feeling? Oh, I'm good. Yeah. It wasn't really what I was expecting, but it was what I needed. What does that mean? Said the Rabbit. Well, I mean, I was hoping to get more information. I was hoping to get answers on why he did what he did. I was hoping to get some type of conversation about, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but what I got wasn't what I was hoping for, but it was what I needed. Because it gave me some form of closure in the sense of understanding it's never been about me. And then learning so many lessons on this journey has allowed me to see that it's never been about me. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't get what I was hoping for, but I got what I needed. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. So you're saying if you never see him again, you know, you're going to be okay with that? Well, I mean, it's not my place to say if I'll ever see him again. That's completely up to him. I guess my question would be, what would be the purpose? You know? I don't know what the purpose would be, but, well, I mean, what about the sorcerer, said Rabbit. He seems to come and go. Yeah, that's a whole other story. Yeah, well, so you're not going to tell me what you do, so why don't we talk about that? You keep saying that's a whole other story, and he hinted on some stuff. Let's talk about the sorcerer then. Well, what do you want to know? How did you guys meet? We have a lot of shared history together, let's just say that. What type of shared history? Said Rabbit. Geez, you ask a lot of questions, Alice replied. A lot of shared history. Our childhood was kind of similar, and we did a lot of training together as we were growing up. Oh, the word training again, said Rabbit. What is this training? Look, we just did a lot of training together. You know, he focuses on the magical aspects and I focus more on the 3D environment. But we do very similar things. We think a lot alike, and we have similar issues, I guess you could say. Issues like what? Just things that have happened in our past that kind of unite us together. Like a bond of some sort? Yeah, I guess so. So you're saying that things in your past, were they bad things? Yes, you might say that. So you're saying you guys have similar things that have happened in your past that are bad, that are negative for you, and that bond you together. I guess when you say it like that, it sounds weird, says Alice. Kinda is, said Rabbit. Again, you humans are complicated. Yes, we are. So the sorcerer keeps coming back because of these bonded bad things? I don't necessarily think that's it. I mean, that could be a foundation for it, but I don't know. I mean, do you like him? Is he your friend? I would say he's my friend, but he annoys me. You know? I mean, we've known each other for so long, and we've experienced a lot of the similar things, so we can talk about things when we are talking, but most of the time we're not, so. But you would consider him a friend. Yeah, I consider the sorcerer a friend. Interesting. What does that mean, said Alice. I mean, you guys hardly ever talk. You say you guys have similar stories and that you guys bond over bad things. That doesn't seem like a friend to me. Yeah, I know. I don't understand and can't explain it either. But you know what I really don't understand? What's that, said Rabbit. Every time he comes around, I have a hankering for pickles. Hey, what's that? Said Alice. Where? Said the Rabbit. Over there. It looks like a cabin? Exactly. I know exactly what that cabin is. Okay, what? When we would be out here training, we would go there and rest. We actually would stay there overnight when we had overnight training sessions. Training? You guys would have training sessions in the mountains? Yeah. But I know that cabin, so I know we're getting close, and I also know that there's food in that cabin. When's the last time you've been here? Well, I guess, you know what? I don't know. Everything, all the track of time gets so confusing in Wonderland. Yeah. But you know what's funny? If we're still in Wonderland, and you've been here and at that cabin, that means you've been here before. Whoa, you're right. Well, anyway, let's get to that cabin. So Alice and the Rabbit start running towards the cabin. Alice getting very excited because she knew exactly where she was at, but also she knew what was in the cabin. There were water supplies, non-perishable items, and just things like maps and other tools that could help them on their journey. So as they got to the cabin, she jiggled the lock on the door, and just as always, it's open. The door slowly opens, making the loudest creaking sound. Wow, said Rabbit, somebody really needs to oil those latches. They walk on in, and she says, people haven't been here in a while. Yeah, I can tell from the spider webs, says Rabbit. Well, come over here. So Alice goes over to a hole that's nicely organized between the wall and the crevice on the ground and pulls out some maps. These are the maps, and she spreads them on the table what we used when we were doing our training to find our way to different places. Places like where? Said Rabbit. You know, just different places. What's over here? And then Rabbit, as he hopped over to the corner, found a whole stash of water. Different sized bottles, but all good water. Oh, this is great, said a Rabbit. I am thirsty. Sure, go ahead and have some. And then On the other side of the cabin, they found some nuts and some other items that they could definitely use on their trip. Wow, I'm so happy we found this place, said Alice. There's actually some beds in the back if you want to go take a nap, said Rabbit. No, said Alice to the rabbit. So they jumped on over and lay down. Rabbit has his own bed, Alice had her hers, and Alice started to tell Rabbit about some of the fun times that she had while they were in the cabin. And she would say, you know, when I was a younger girl, they used to bring myself out here, the sorcerer out here, and some others, and we would just have the best time. It was not any worry about what was wrong or who was wrong. It wasn't any worry about what people did to hurt somebody's feelings or even feelings being hurt at all. We just came out here, we ran, we played, we joked around, we had a great time, and I miss those times. I miss the way those times made me feel. The rabbit looked over and said, it sounds like you had a really good time out here. I did, said Alice. Well, it doesn't mean you can't have those good times again, said the rabbit. Yeah, but I'm older now and I have responsibilities and things that I have to do. Yeah, we do get old and we do have responsibilities, I guess, but it doesn't mean you have to just close off all areas of life that bring you joy and happiness. Yeah, that's true, but I also know that when you have yourself being vulnerable to certain things, even though it looks great on the beginning end of it, it can end poorly. And we've already seen an example of that, said Alice. Yeah, you're right, said the rabbit. But just think of all the memories. Like just now, you talking about all the fun things you guys did out here in this cabin. I can see that you get excited about it. You should be able just to hold on to that excitement and carry it with you. Yeah, what if I could? On days when I'm not feeling so good, I can just go back and think about days like today. Or days like when I was younger and we were out here playing and fighting and, you know, all that training stuff. You fought when you were training? Yeah, but that's not important. So, I think we probably have about 2, maybe 3 more days walking before we can get to the base of the mountain. Oh my gosh, when you say it like that, said the rabbit. I know. But at least we're here tonight and we can get some really good sleep. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do that. So the rabbit turns around, gets comfy, and goes to sleep. Alice stares at the ceiling for a little while longer and notices that she can't sleep. So she decides to walk out to the front porch of the cabin and just look off towards the mountain, thinking to herself, I gotta get home. I wonder what they've been doing without me, how they've been, what's going on. I can't believe I left them. I left them alone to defend themselves. So as she sat down on the porch, she started hearing some fluttering and looks up, and it's her friend the butterfly. How did you know we were here? She said. I don't know. I just kind of followed where I felt energy coming, and here we are. Well, cool. It's good to see ya. How have you been? She said to the butterfly. You know, just fluttering around here to there. It must feel so great to be so free. Well, we have to watch out for strong winds, but other than that, yeah, I kind of enjoy my freedom. I wish I could be that free, said Alice. Why can't you? Said the butterfly. Well, for one, I can't fly, so. Yeah, but you can be free in other ways, said the butterfly. Oh yeah? How? Said Alice. How in a way where I won't get hurt? Ah, said the butterfly. There's the stipulation, huh? Where you won't get hurt. Well, we can't guarantee that everything you do will be in a joyful one, and we can't guarantee that every chance you take won't be one where you get hurt. But if you choose not to take those chances, you won't find the ones that make you happy either. Yeah, but is it worth the possibility of being hurt? You know, taking that chance on happiness? Well, that's a question you have to ask yourself, said the butterfly. Don't you want to be happy? Said the butterfly. Well, yeah, sure, Alice replied. So how do you know what's going to make you happy or how you'll get there if you're too scared to be vulnerable enough to allow yourself to experience new things? I guess you have a point there. But for right now, I can't even focus on any of that because I have to get home. Well, from the looks of it, you're closer than you've ever been. You're right, said Alice, and I have all of the people that I've met along the way to help me with that. So thank you. Not a problem, said the butterfly as she fluttered off. Man, it's cold up here. I know, said Alice. Glad there were some clothes in that cabin. Yeah, too bad they didn't fit me, said the rabbit. Yeah, well, at least you can fit in my pocket. You know, this coat's pretty big and it's enough room for both of us, so at least you got that. Yeah, I guess you're right. I can't believe we made it all the way up here to the top, though. I didn't think it was going to be as quick as we got up here. Yeah, and look! There it is! My village! Can you see it? Whoa, said the rabbit. It's beautiful! I had no idea. Thanks. I cannot believe I left it, said Alice. How much further from here? Said the rabbit. The climb up is always easier on this mountain. It's the climb down that's scary. You have to watch out for each and every step because of loose rocks, and sometimes there's slides. Oh, okay. But it gets warmer as we go down. You know, it's kind of like life. You gotta watch out for loose rocks every now and then. Yeah, you're right. Every step you take is determined by the direction you think is best. Absolutely, said Alice. Accountability. Like life again. Being accountable for your actions, like me being accountable for mine. Like, I could easily say the reason why I'm lost out in Wonderland was because I followed the wolf. And it's all his fault. But that's not necessarily true. I made my mind up to follow him. Even when things started to look different and I looked like I was losing my way, I ignored those flags and kept walking with them. That was all me. That was all my idea. He didn't kidnap me or hold me hostage. I left with him because I wanted to. I guess you're right, said Rabbit. But look at all the right choices you've made to get back home. Plus, you've made some amazing friends along the way, wouldn't you say? You're right. I just hope my village and tribe forgive me. Forgive me for leaving them. Of course they will, said Rabbit. I sure hope so, said Alice. So, once we get to the ground, about how much further to your village? Asked Rabbit. A few days, but there are little towns along the way. Nothing like the places we've been before. That's some of the best news I've heard in a long time, said Rabbit. Yeah, I know. So we better get going. So as they went further and further down, Alice started to notice that she left the map back at the cabin. Oh, crud, she said. What's wrong? Rabbit said. That map that I had that took us directly to the village, I left in the cabin. Oh, and we're way too far up here to go back now, said the rabbit. Yeah. It's okay, I should remember the way to get back. I've made this walk multiple times. Yeah, tell me more about the training that you did up here. You said it was you, the sorcerer, who else? Well, some neighbor, some Vikings that were neighbors too, they sent some of their warriors out here, and some hunters, they would come out here and train with us too. Holy moly, so you're saying you trained with fighters, hunters, and Vikings? What kind of training was this, Alice? Oh, nothing really important, just training. To what? Take over lands? Not necessarily, said Alice. Let's talk about some other things. Okay, whatever you want. Alice started to think to herself, it's not going to be long before I have to tell him the truth. And I don't know how he's going to take it. You see, Alice has been keeping a secret from the rabbit. And I guess a secret from you all too. But sooner or later, it's going to have to be known because she's going to be at the village in about a week or so, and it's going to be very obvious who she is. So, Alice, what's going to be the first thing you do when you get home? Oh, I don't know. For one, take a long, hot bath. That sounds great, said Rabbit. Is there any place for rabbits like me in your village? Oh, absolutely. You can pretty much do whatever you want there. Oh, really? You think? Is there a little place for rabbits? Well, coming into the village with me will pretty much give you clout to do whatever you want to do. Oh. Okay, so I get Alice privileges? You could kind of say that, said Alice. As they started climbing down a little further, the weather started to get a tad bit warmer. Oh, this is much better. So, we're gonna get to your village, we're gonna take a hot bubble bath, and then what? I don't know, said Alice. I guess I'll have to find out what's been going on since I've been gone. And to be honest, I don't even know how long I've been gone. In Wonderland, time isn't really a regular thing. I feel like I've been gone for years. Yeah, I know. I honestly don't know how long I was hopping around until you started chasing me. Yeah, sorry about that. No, it's okay. It was just really confusing in the beginning because I was so confused on who you were and why I was such an interest to you. Yeah, I guess that was kind of weird. I don't know. I just felt led to follow you. But look where we're at now. I can see my village from here. We've learned so many lessons along the way and met so many people along the way. I think it's fate. What's that? Said Rabbit. Just a 4-letter word for something that's meant to be. Okay, I like that. I like that 4-letter word. Yeah, me too. So, we better get going. We're gonna have to find some food because we're not gonna be able to live on these berries and nuts that we had in our pocket that we got around the cabin. Yeah, you're right. Is there anything or a place to eat when we get down to the bottom? Yeah, there's actually a lot of little villages along the way. And you don't have to worry about anything because by the time when we get back down to at the bottom of this mountain, it's the road home. And I know almost everybody on that road home. So finding food will not be a problem. Oh, said Rabbit. Now that's probably the best news I've heard in a long, long time.